I'm extremely excited by this from a number of different levels.
Right.
Because I'm a sustainability specialist, but because I also led the UN conference on sustainable development, the Rio Plus 20 conference, which gave birth later on to the Sustainable Development Platform of the UN, Sustainable Development Platform 2030, as embodied by the Sustainable Development Goals. Now, part of the UN platform in financing for development seeks to get global stakeholders to come up with innovative methodologies of financing, because everything else is tried and through venture capital funding, going out there and asking the traditional development partners, the developed countries, to partner with or put up funding for something. So that something, a new platform which really allows for a different level of crowdfunding, which uses cryptocurrencies, which is exciting because it's new, because it does not have a lot of the challenges of traditional capital movement. And because this allows us to work with a new level of innovation, it also democratizes the process. And this is what is particularly interesting, because if you look at how people are engaging, the demand for the average citizen, for the average individual to be able to get directly to source of whatever it is, to be able to be directly involved, to have information that is readily available, that is transparent, that is not filtered by the international banks and the international financial system, in which people are losing confidence. So this really plays and to a lot of the concepts that the UN would have had in mind in terms of innovative financing, in terms of a democratic or fully democratized sustainable development global agenda, without the fetters of the restraint of the third person, of a middleman, and without using methods that are already well established. It really is on the cutting edge of how we are going to do things in the future. So I find it particularly interesting. I'm excited to be a part of it. I think the campaign to millennials, pitched as it is, as a reality TV show, is really going to generate quite a lot of interest and excitement. And marketed well, it really can pique a tremendous amount of attention, because it's new, because it's different, because it's fresh. And therefore, there will be a keen interest, I think, in seeing how SMART is leveraged to accomplish something that has not really been done before. Because part of the very real challenge facing the UN, particularly with the current political thinking in the United States and the current policy approaches, is that there is going to be severe restriction on capital. How then do you accelerate a global development agenda, and how then do you achieve the sustainable development goals if really you have no access to capital? But here it is that there is a new mechanism which allows us to take all of the 17 goals and really put resources behind them, and equally attracts the business sector, which has always been part of what has been missing, the marriage between the civil society sector, the government planning and the government policy framework, and the capital in the marketplace, the business thinkers, the business innovators, in getting involved in development activities. Because part of their challenge has always been, how does this impact my bottom line? How does this benefit my shareholders? How does this make me viable and sustainable as a business? I'm not interested necessarily in looking good. I'm interested in looking good if it makes me money. And this really facilitates all of that. So it answers a number of development challenges and development questions. I think it has tremendous potential. I'm really excited to be involved with somebody who was conceptualized accelerating and financing the SDGs through such a novel mechanism, and I'm curious to see where it goes. I'm not sure if there were specific issues that you would have wanted me addressed relative to in multilateral thinking and approaches, but I do think that there is tremendous scope there to get governments and companies and large international NGOs involved.